here?
Good evening and welcome to BTW21 News. I'm your host, Romero. As always, we appreciate your company. Exciting news to be sharing with you today. So we're going to get right into the news as there's a lot to cover during this 30 minutes of news. We begin with the moment that everyone has been waiting for, and that is the opening of Jersey Mike's Subs in Martinsville. Now, the much anticipated opening of Jersey Mike's Subs in Martinsville happened Wednesday morning. The new location has an address of 101 Commonwealth Boulevard West, Suite D.
Well, I'm super excited. I'm a hometown boy, grew up here in Martinsville, Virginia, so really excited to be opening a Jersey Mike's here in Martinsville.
The company says it believes that making a sub sandwich and making a difference can be one and the same. That's why the owners are hosting a fundraiser from Wednesday to Sunday to support the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Blue Ridge. Customers who received a special fundraising coupon prior to the opening can make a minimum $3 contribution to the Boys and Girls Clubs in exchange for a regular sub. Remember, customers must have a coupon to be eligible. Since 2010, Jersey Mike's more than 2,200 locations nationwide have raised nearly $90 million for local charities. The restaurant is still hiring.
We're always looking for great candidates. Gordon and I are opening a decent amount of stores in Virginia, so just trying to give the best people in the restaurant industry a great opportunity.
To apply, you can click on this story at BTW21.com. Henry County resident Angus Hobson was at the grand opening to get a taste of the quality that he likes.
The quality, I guess, is a little better. It's just something different. It breaks up the monotony. It tastes different. It's got a little bit different flavor profile, different ingredients.
Hobson says he is happy to see many new businesses choosing to come to Martinsville recently.
Definitely from an economic perspective, it's looking great because, you know, after the recession in 2008, we kind of had a bit of a downturn, but it's nice to see things kind of getting back on track.
You can eat in store, order carry out, curbside pickup, or delivery on Jersey Mike's website or through the app. The restaurant hours are 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week, and you can contact this location directly at 276-201-2578. Continuing to talk about news in Martinsville, business news, that is that Kroger will continue to host their peanut butter drives, and this is for the 4th year. This is all in partnership with Feeding America and local food banks. And again, Kroger will be holding that peanut butter drives in all of its mid-Atlantic stores, which include the Martinsville location, and this again will be for the 4th year in a row. This year's drive will run from today, Wednesday, September 14th through Tuesday, October 11th. Kroger says peanut butter is a shelf-stable item among the most needed for food banks, and it provides an important source of protein for people facing insecurity. The success of our annual peanut butter drive is always a refreshing reminder of the strength of the community, and we look forward to bringing it back for a 4th year in all of our Mid-Atlantic Kroger stores, said Lori Raya, president of Kroger Mid-Atlantic. To contribute, customers at Kroger locations can purchase peanut butter and purchase it in the donation bins at the front of the store. Any brand of peanut butter can be donated, and all donations will benefit the local food banks. Now, in case you have not got the theme for today's newscast, it is business growth and business openings. And more exciting news, as we've been sharing with you throughout the last 2 years, there have been nearly 50 businesses that have either opened or expanded in the Martinsville area. And to be specific, the Martinsville-Henry County Chamber of Commerce presented keys to success to the nearly 50 businesses that have opened or expanded in Uptown Martinsville since February 2020.
They're really good business people, considering this has been a little bit more work than a traditional business has opening during pre-COVID times. So we just wanted to celebrate these businesses that have had the opportunity to either open or expand since COVID.
Officials say the growth is a win-win situation for the entire area.
It's wonderful news. It's great for the Uptown District and for Martinsville County in general. It's a great way, and it's a testament to all the work that's being done by many individuals and organizations in the area, and just it's great to see the area thriving.
As always, you are encouraged to shop local.
We just encourage people to come up and support these small businesses and, shop with them so they can remain here, so that they're able to stay open, and just support them in any way that you can.
So, of course, seeing businesses expand or open in Martinsville and Henry County is always a great thing to talk about. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with more.
Hey, sir. Can I help you?
I'm hunting for a good bargain. A friend of mine sent me.
Okay. You want to come out from behind that bush?
Oh, sure. Looking for a gift for my wife's birthday.
Oh, yeah? What does she like?
She likes it when I save money, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Well, this pre-owned Camry has all the bells and whistles for a great price.
Yep, I think this'll do just fine.
Autos by Nelson. Stop by any of our dealerships today or visit us online.
Hey, come see us at Martinsville Urgent Care. We're located at 1044 East Church Street, Martinsville, Virginia. Our telephone number is 276-634-0010. Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We do offer time slots now, so you can call us and get that scheduled so you will not have to wait. Don't forget to come see us at Martinsville Urgent Care, 1044 East Church Street, Martinsville, Virginia, 276-634-0010. Call us to get your time slot booked.
The staff is friendly, helpful, very considerate, very, very nice. I couldn't ask for anyone to be any more helpful than they've been. When I got here, I was surprised at all the different things that they wanted me to do and how much better I felt after I finished them. And I've worked with just about everyone, I think, and they're all exceptional. I don't mind coming in the door. It doesn't matter who I work with because I like them all.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us for BTW21 News. It is now time to turn it over to Dustin Staples, who has your weather.
Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
And we're glad that you're continuing to stick around for your Neighborhood Network News. I'm Weatherman Dustin Staples. We appreciate your company as you are watching us on several platforms, whether that is on Comcast, Cable, Channel 21, our friends on Xfinity, of course, Chat Moss Cable, and then also watching us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/BTW21 News. Head over there, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are about 60% there of reaching our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So we need to tell a lot of your friends, your kids, maybe even yourself. If you have a Gmail account, it's of course free of charge to create one of those, and free of charge to subscribe to us on YouTube. All you have to do is hit the bell, and you will receive notifications. Like today, we had, of course, I believe a church programming that came on earlier on this Wednesday afternoon. You can watch that live. We also had Trash Ministries broadcasted for you as well. So we have a lot of things we're posting on there. You can get the newscast even. So if you can't watch us while we're live, or if you're on the go, all you got to do is sync us to your phone, Bluetooth us if you're able to do so. If you're traveling, of course, safely do that too, so you can have the news going while you're doing your daily busy life. Hey, if you're at home, we thank you for doing that too, and maybe you've been out because it's been so nice, and it's going to continue to be nice if they make your way for us the next several nights and days. Our lows drop, get this, in the upper 40s. We had 49 here at the center outside the city of Martinsville this morning. We had some 48, I think, outside of Patrick County as well. So Medicine particularly was pretty chilly. So everybody saw the low 50s, or if not the upper 40s today, and we're going to quickly cool off, but not as drastically as we saw this morning, though, with that sunshine continuing to take apart Ennis as well, 74 degrees. Plentiful sunshine. Don't forget to, take advantage of it. Also, as you're doing so, make sure to have, look at the little chroma key. It's doing its thing again. I love when it does its the fine thing at its finest there. Clear skies continue to move out for us for the rest of tonight. Temperature wholly and steadily staying in the 60s to the low to mid 50s out there for tonight. Our overnight lows area-wide will be going to the low and mid 50s with those clear to mostly, crisp, cool night ahead of us. So feeling like a late September, early October morning once again for us as our as our overnight lows remained in the 50s. So not a bad night to maybe throw on the grill, and better yet, if you like grilled s'mores, if you haven't done that, I would highly suggest doing that. That is a good toasty treat. Treat yourself, or just grill dinner out in general. Tomorrow, another sunny full day is in the making for us. Seasonable once more. Really not much change in our forecast. I told you there's going to be not much of a discrepancy to be discussing because everything is going to be a carbon copy and repeat. A high of 81 here in the city across our regions, low 80s, some 70s even outside our towards the northern part of Patrick County. Once again, 80 there in Stewart, 80 both also in Franklin County and Rocky Mount and Ferrum districts. So a lot of our college football, maybe Ferrum College if you're hitting a football game this weekend up there, or better yet if you're doing to any local high school sports. As you stay tuned for Chad Hall, he's going to come up a little bit later in the newscast to talk to you about our upcoming game of the weekend, some other sports that we have reoccurring once again. So maybe practice the football. Of course, our JV team goes out there and practices about every Thursday, I think, or Thursday's their game on Thursday night. I'm not sure where they're going, but I do know the Martinsville Bulldogs are playing Dan River, which is our game of the week. Hey, speaking of a little transition here, not much of sports. Yeah, this is dryness. You see here the brown beige color all across much of the U.S. here. Not really much of a change in precipitation. You have to, our friends outside of Florida there and even Alaska, this is typical for them. And obviously our friends down towards Florida, if this was, if we had a hurricane coming, which we're going to talk about in just a second, not hurricane, but something is brewing in the Gulf of Mexico or Atlantic Ocean. But other than that, not much to complain about. Dry is the theme, almost below average here. So once again, you kind of see our color coordinating percentages down there. The darker the shade, the higher the percentage of the color is. The lighter the shade of that color is a lower percentage. And if there's no color on there, just indicates near normal or at near normal conditions. We talked about that because the drought across much of the East Coast is looking pretty okay. Our friends up towards Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Vermont, New Hampshire are seeing some severe drought out that mine. Elsewhere, again, Missouri, Kentucky, earlier this summer, as you remember that, they had all that flooding that took place out there. Now they're doing pretty okay, except for parts of Missouri now. They're seeing a bit of a drought, and the drought that continues to persist out west is also fueling wildfires out towards California, out towards that area, Southern California to be specific, and now that air is moving up towards Oregon and Washington coastlines. So they're dealing with some little of a concern for some smoke ventilation out towards again the west coast, where there is a major fire that's also going on to effect. Let's talk about the tropics real quick, because again, not much of a hot topic this summer. Now that we're finally approaching peak season, I told you last week it was fairly quiet. I mean, we had Earl and Danielle that left towards the middle Atlantic and gone up towards parts of Portugal and Spain. Not much of an impact for U.S. So here we go. Alex, Bonnie, Danielle, and Carla. Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Daniela, and Earl. I'm thinking of another C name came to mind. Carla, that is. I don't believe there's been a Carla. Anyway, forget the C names I just said there. Here's what's remaining out towards the rest of the season here. Again, Fiona, Gaston, Hermaine. I told you, I was trying to make sure I Gaston, it was correct. Told you last week I wasn't 100% sure about that name. So the rest of the names go to shore. Hey, we have a lot to go through. Hopefully we will not have to get this far down in the hurricane alphabet season. As you know, the last several years we have done that, just because of how long the season has been persistent. Of course, as you remember, in 2020, we went all the way through the Greek alphabet. I believe we got through, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Iota, I think, or Kappa, somewhere right around there. You're going to have to do your own homework for that one. I don't know Greek names on the top of my head. So, but anyway, here's what we got going right now. This is a potential storm that may form here in the next day or so. We got to keep a close eye on this as the Western Antilles came off of that into the Leeward Islands is where this storm may go towards over the next several days. Could be strengthened to a storm, then it looks like it may downgrade to a depression. We will see what this entails over the next several days, because obviously some of the computer models kind of have it making this hook of a turn and then going out to sea. Others kind of bring it closer to inland. So we have to see where it is in track for this. Again, Tropical Depression 7 is this storm we're keeping a close eye on right now. And if it does become a name, the next named storm would be Fiona, as you saw on that list a little bit ago. So tropics are heating up. The temperatures, not as much though. I mean, we're going to be warming up slightly a little bit as we go towards next week. It does appear that we may have some mid-80s returning for us for our region. So as the official start of fall begins next Thursday, so 7 days from Thursday will be the official start of the summer equinox. So, the autumn equinox. The summer equinox is ending, going into autumn. It's going to feel like summer still because our temperatures are going to warm back up in the mid-80s once again, and but dew points, humidity levels are expected to remain quite low. So I'm going to be friendly to kind of cover that. Look at that, we're going to perfect size for me, right, to cover that up for you. So we'll keep a close eye, obviously, on the tropics, see what happens between now and the end of the week, going into next week. But in the meantime, another cool, crisp night is in the making with those clear skies with more abundant sunshine taking apart for our Thursday. So you have my approval for outdoor recess, and maybe better yet, if you like just some outdoor classes, go out there and take advantage of them. Just do know the pollen will be pretty high. Stick around, we have a lot more news coming up after this.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.
Relationships, they are the most precious and important thing we have in life. An uncorrected or improperly corrected hearing loss negatively affects each and every one of those relationships. Did you know that you have hearing insurance benefits available to you? At Ashbrook Audiology, we are the region's go-to providers for benefits from affordable hearing care, true hearing, and many more. Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter. Martinsville and Danville.
Hey, my name is Joyce Renee Watkins, and the reason why I chose chiropractic was because I was having some issues with myself, and chiropractic really, really works. New clients to come in, we are running a special right now where you can actually come into the office and have an exam and 7 different types of x-rays for $49. And then we will get you back in the next day and we will actually treat you, and we can let you then what your insurance covers. Now you're getting 7 x-rays and an exam, and the x-ray machine here is top of the line, and Dr. Zentmeyer is really good. He can really read some x-rays. So I encourage everyone to come. We're located in Collinsville. Our address is 3652 Virginia Avenue, Collinsville, Virginia. We're across from Fenders and beside Walgreens.
Martinsville coach Bobby Martin again having 2 wins back-to-back, and they're going to be rolling into Friday night, and they're going to be having their hands full with Dan River, but also they always play super well at home, and we had the opportunity to speak to Coach.
That's a trick question. I feel fine personally. When you're coaching, you have to find some even keel. You can't get too high, can't get too low. Because our guys sometimes, some days they come ready to practice, some days they don't. And you got to stay even keel so you can keep them going straight. But I feel good. I feel good about my little team. I call my little raggedy team. We're young, we're small, but we play hard. They started changing with the mentality and just working hard and trying to listen to the coaches. That started last year. And I think these guys just is building on top of it. I think every week you come out, you try to block better, you try to tackle better, you try to be smooth with what you're doing. If you're supposed to pull, you pull. You're supposed to block down, block down. tackling, taking good pass drops, breaking on the ball. It's the same thing. You do it over and over, trying to get better at it. I think the biggest thing, it's tough when you're dealing with 16, 17, 18. It's tough when you're dealing with adults. That's why you see those upsets on Saturday and Sunday. If the coaches, we just gonna keep working and don't focus on the record. Just focus on getting better every day. And that's what I try to do. Let's get better every day. What we built our program around is trying to do things, and I'll just say, we try to do things to honor God. And our saying for this team is one way. We're gonna have one mind and one heart to do our best on this football field, in the classroom, in the community, at home. And that's what we're trying to plant. And we do it together because the team is bigger than one. And so is life. And it's one way. And let's do it the right way.
That'll wrap it up for us today in sports. But in closing, games that are coming up this Friday night. Get out and support your local high schools.
We've been here for 25 years now, and we built a building that was bigger than what we needed when we first started. We've just about filled that place now. One of the things that we really do is we value our employees. We know it takes a long time for them to learn the skills, but people's skills are hard-earned, so we make sure that there is a job for them every day of the week, 52 weeks of the year. So even if we're quiet and we don't need people, a lot of businesses still lay people off, send people home. We don't do that. If you want to come to work, we will find you a job because we value the skills that you've learned with us, and we want you to stay here, and we want you to feel valued. And we want you as a family to go home and think, I'm always going to get a paycheck if I turn up to work for Drake.
Ladies and gentlemen, not a lot of time that we have today, so we're going to get right into your Martinsville and Henry County Crime Report.
37 of Reesville, North Carolina, charged with intoxication in public. Mitchell Odell, 63 of Eden, North Carolina, charged with grand larceny, auto theft. Heather Davis, 35 of Martinsville, Virginia, charged with distribution, Schedule 1 or 2 drugs. Rodney Lipscomb, 28 of Bassett, Virginia, charged with simple assault. Michael Richardson, 58 of Martinsville, Virginia, charged with intoxication in public. Benjamin Riddle, 40 of Ridgeway, Virginia, charged with impersonation of law enforcement officer. Derek Waller, 47 of Martinsville, Virginia, charged with subsequent sell, distribute, etc., Schedule 1 or 2 drugs. Paul Alvis, 21 of Martinsville, Virginia, charged with contempt of court, failure to appear.
Martinsville First Savings Bank has been serving Martinsville and Henry County since 1924. Feel free to stop by or call for more information on how our checking, savings, money market, and certificates of deposit can help you meet your financial goals. If you are tired of 800 numbers or online customer service, please contact us. We are local people making local decisions. Visit our office at 25 West Church Street in Uptown Martinsville or call 276-638-8771.
Welcome back, and again, we appreciate your company. Your Martinsville and Henry County obituaries follow.
Jesse Lou Fain, 75 of Ridgeway, passed away Thursday, September the 8th, 2022. All services are private. Wright Funeral Service and Crematory is serving the family. Online condolences may be made by visiting wrightfuneralservices.net. Wilbert Jean Rawls, 74 of Meadowbrook Lane, Martinsville, passed away Friday, September the 9th, 2022. The funeral will be held Monday, September the 12th at 3:30 p.m. at Wright Funeral Service Chapel. A visitation will be held 30 minutes prior to that service. Wright Funeral Service and Crematory is serving the family. Timothy Mark Shively, 64 Ridgeway, passed away Friday, September the 9th, 2022. All services will be private. Wright Funeral Service and Crematory is serving the family. Online condolences may be made by visiting wrightfuneralservices.net. Jonathan David Carter, 47 of Axton, passed away Friday, September the 9th, 2022. Visitation will be Wednesday, September the 14th, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Wright Funeral Service Chapel. Online condolences may be made by visiting Wright.
Bassett Funeral Service was founded in 1996 by Darrell B. Martin and Paul T. Kennedy Jr. We started as a small funeral home in Bassett, and in 2007 we went to one of the largest funeral homes in Martinsville and Henry County. We started with 3,200 square feet, and as 2007 went to over 20,000. Bassett Funeral Service is located at 3665 Ferrystone Park Highway in the town of Bassett. 276-629-1770.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for this Wednesday edition. We'll see you tomorrow.
Carlisle School in Axton, Virginia serves preschool through grade 12. It provides a nurturing yet challenging learning environment. The pandemic caused learning losses for many students. We can turn those losses into gains. through individualized instruction and smaller class sizes. Tuition is flexible and financial aid is available.